Yes, well, the Resident Evil 5 demo was a big success in both the US and Japan. And the opinions that we received from gamers who played the demo was pretty much in line with what we thought we would get. Obviously, the divide between people who think you should be able to run and shoot and those who don't is pretty big, and that was pretty much in line with our expectations. There are various different ways of controlling games, and that not all games should have the same basic design. And I don't think that being able to run and shoot in Resident Evil 5 would automatically make Resident Evil 5 a better game. I think the way it controls now is the best way for this game. We often get asked in Japan as well whether the addition of co-op modes and having two people play at the same time makes the game somewhat less scary. In fact, right from the start of the design of Resident Evil 5, I felt that having two people there actually creates a lot of opportunities to make the game even more scarier than it was before. Particularly if you imagine that you've been playing the game most of the way through for, with two people, but then suddenly when you have to split up, you're all by yourself. That situation is much scarier than if you had just been playing all the way through by yourself. For the bosses in Resident Evil 5, we really wanted to have something that would unite all of the different boss designs that we have, and there are many different and varied bosses in the game. But one thing that unites a lot of the bosses in the game itself is the motif of tentacles. You probably see a lot of the bosses have different variations on this kind of tentacle design. When it came to the design of the gameplay itself, what was most important for us was to incorporate the co-op mode into the boss battles themselves. So figuring out with your partner how to take down the boss together. What we wanted to do was to move Resident Evil 5 on from Resident Evil 4 in the same way that Resident Evil 2 moved the series on from Resident Evil 1. Resident Evil 1 was a very kind of gothic horror kind of game. It was slower paced and didn't have as much action, whereas Resident Evil 2 had a lot of panic in it. You were constantly being harassed and attacked, and it had a lot of these sort of panic horror elements, as we like to call them. And that was something that we really wanted to bring out in Resident Evil 5, was the idea of panic horror.